guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. Today's video is another video where I share a bunch of drugstore products that I tested out so that you don't have to try them all. I'm going to talk through the ingredients, I'm going to show you the texture of every product, I'll show you it applied to my skin, and I'll let you know my overall thoughts on whether or not I think each product is worth the purchase. So let's jump into it. I actually have 3 new products from The Ordinary, so let's start off by talking about those all together. The first of those new launches is the Glycolipid Cream Cleanser, which contains glycolipids to replenish, soften, and nourish the skin. This is a lightweight cream cleanser that I love so much. You guys know that I not only love cream cleansers, but I'm also very picky about cream cleansers, so I was excited about this, but didn't want to get my hopes up too much because there are definitely cream cleansers I try that I'm like, you know what, it's not quite for me. But this one is officially for me. It feels perfect, it's soft, it's nourishing, it's hydrating, it's just the exact kind of thing I look for in a cream cleanser. So absolutely love this. Love that it's only $12.50. I would definitely recommend if you are on the hunt for a new cream cleanser. Next is the Natural Moisturizing Factors plus Phytoceramides. This contains so many nice ingredients, including things like glycophospholipids, glycolipids, linoleic acid, oleic acid, tons of amino acids, sugar molecules, sodium PCA, urea, allantoin, sodium hyaluronate, and lecithin. I did notice that this contains hydrogenated vegetable oil towards the very top of the label, which I have to say I don't know if I have seen in a facial moisturizer that I've tried out before. Obviously, this isn't made of pure vegetable oil, and there are tons of amazing ingredients in this on top of that, but I did find that to be a little odd. In terms of texture, I would say that this is a lighter weight yet still rich cream. It feels super moisturizing, but for some reason on my skin, it also feels a little bit oily, and it doesn't absorb super well into my skin in the same way that some other moisturizers do. I just noticed like a little bit of an oily residue remaining after the fact, so it's not something that I like to wear during the day. I wouldn't recommend wearing it under makeup, but if you have incredibly dry skin and you aren't wearing makeup and you just want a really rich moisturizer that's going to enhance your glow, or if you want a nice moisturizer for night, then this could be a really nice option for you. So even though this isn't really a great fit for my skin, if you are looking for a moisturizer that contains tons of nourishing, moisturizing, and hydrating ingredients and leaves you with a really beautiful glowy finish, then this is one to consider for sure. Last from The Ordinary is the Natural Moisturizing Factors plus Beta Glucan. This is their latest launch, which actually hasn't launched yet. I don't think this will be available by the time that I upload this video, but it will be available very soon. It's launching May 10th at Sephora and theordinary.com and May 14th at Ulta. Similar to the previous moisturizer, this has tons of incredible ingredients, a lot of which were actually in that last moisturizer as well, including beta-glucan, tons of amino acids, sugar molecules, sodium PCA, allantoin, urea, hyaluronic acid, phospholipids, and sphingolipids. Even though these have a lot of ingredients in common, they could not be more different in terms of texture. This is basically the polar opposite to the last moisturizer that I showed you. And that's because it's essentially a pure gel. There's really nothing lotiony or creamy about this whatsoever. It's incredibly lightweight. It really reminds me of something like aloe vera. So this is definitely something that I think is incredible for hydration, but not going to be the best option for long-lasting moisture, which is not what this product was made for anyway. It is specifically called a light surface hydration formula. Roche Posay launched a lip balm that I was super excited to try. Also, please look at this packaging. This was a victim of Elsie's chewing. I normally do not mess with a lip balm that is in a chapstick form like this. I never find them to be conditioning enough on my lips. I feel like I have to reapply them in 20 minutes, but because this is La Roche-Posay and I feel like they understand dry skin so well, I wanted to try it, and on top of me thinking that about the brand, it also has such nice ingredients. And I forgot to say what this is even called. So this is the La Roche-Posay Nutritive Lip Balm. It contains ingredients like shea butter, castor oil, meadow foam seed oil, black currant seed oil, coriander fruit oil, apricot oil, and ceramide 5. Despite all of those nice ingredients, this unfortunately didn't do anything special for me. It definitely is elevated for a chapstick. Like, it's nicer than just the chapstick brand chapstick, and it feels feels soft and nice for sure, but it's just not the type of product that leaves my lips feeling conditioned enough. It's the type of thing I feel like I have to reapply instantly, and even when I first put it on, I'm like, this isn't enough, you know? If my lips are feeling chapped, I need something more occlusive. Okay, next up, we have the Geek and Gorgeous 101 Mighty Melt Cleansing Balm. This is not technically a drugstore product, but it retails for about $14 US, so it's something you have to buy online, but it's affordable, and I love it, and I love this brand, so I really wanted to include it in this video and give them a shout out. There's nothing particularly noteworthy in terms of ingredients that I want to call out about this cleansing balm, but something that I love about this brand is that on each of their product description pages, they are super clear about the reason for using specific ingredients. So in this cleansing balm, they call out their key ingredients and really go into specific details about why they included them in this cleansing balm. So for example, while I wouldn't normally call out ethyl hexyl palmitate, I like that they explain that this is a rich spreading emollient that's especially effective at breaking down waterproof makeup and sunscreen. This is just a brand that does it right. I wish every brand was like this. And this is such a nice cleansing balm. Oh my goodness. Look at that. I feel like I've reviewed a lot of different cleansing oils and cleansing balms over the past year, but I have to say, this is the best that I've tried in a really long time. Everything about the texture of this is perfect to me. It's super soft, it feels really nourishing, but it's not waxy, it's not greasy. It feels like it's conditioning my skin at the same time as removing makeup, and it does an amazing job at removing makeup. It doesn't leave behind any weird residue, and there's no smell. And it doesn't have like that funky kind of smell. You know how sometimes when skincare products are fragrance free, they smell weird? This literally smells like nothing. So I am obsessed with this. Also obsessed with the packaging. So stinking cute. I love this product and I love this brand. So I will list this below along with some of my other favorites from the brand. If you spend, I believe, like $30 US, then you'll get free shipping, which is great since this is a Hungarian brand. This is a Hungarian brand. I think I stumbled over those words. So definitely pick up the Jelly Joker cleanser. That's something that I have been using a lot in combination with this and anything else I have down there that seems of interest to you. Let's move on to BYOMA. I have 3 different products here that have recently launched from the brand that we'll talk about all at the same time. We're gonna lump this video by brand. Lump. I don't like that word. First up is another cleansing balm. This is called the BYOMA Melting Balm Cleanser. Tons of nice ingredients. This brand does ingredients right as well. It has olive oil, grapeseed oil, babassu oil, niacinamide, ceramide NP, sea buckthorn oil. One thing to note is that it is not fragrance free. It does contain rosemary oil, which is not something that bothers me in a cleansing oil, but it bothers me with this product because I hate the way it smells. It just has a very distinct essential oil smell, and I've told you guys before that I am just not a fan of skincare products that smell like essential oils. I don't think it smells that great, and I don't want to apply that to my face. Which is a bummer because this is a really nice cleansing balm. It's also super soft and smooth. It also does a great job at removing makeup and just melting things down, but it's one that I am definitely going to have to find a new home for because I can't deal with the smell. Then we have a product that I snatched up immediately when I read the title. This is called the BYOMA Milky Oil Cleanser. Are you kidding? This contains olive oil, sea buckthorn oil, ceramide NP, squalane, and moringa oil. It is also not fragrance free. It also contains rosemary oil, and it also smells like rosemary oil. This, smells worse. It smells worse. It's stronger. While this did a fine job of removing the makeup on my face, it didn't do a good job of removing my mascara, and it was definitely something that was noticeable. I haven't tried a makeup remover in a while that I really have to work with a microfiber towel to remove mascara, and I used this several times. It did that every time, so it's just not something that impressed me in terms of makeup removal, which is why I'm less upset about this smelling bad. The other issue is that, look at this. Can you see? The cap broke and like doesn't fully close, and it's now leaking everywhere. And I didn't drop this or anything. I don't understand how this happened. But yeah, it's literally, there's oil everywhere. Super gross. And I know I've definitely seen some complaints from you guys in the comments about BYOMA's packaging and how you guys have had different issues with different products from them. Like, for example, this face mist that I love and I've talked about a million times, I've seen several comments from you guys saying that you loved it at first, but the mister broke on you and stopped working. That has yet to happen to me, but this is not the first time that I have seen an issue with their packaging, which is a bummer because it's dang cute. Last from BYOMA is the product that I was definitely the most excited to test out. This is a new sunscreen from them called their Moisturizing Gel Cream SPF 30. This is a chemical sunscreen containing homosalate, ethyl hexyl salicylate, and butyl, oh my gosh, this word. Let's see if I can do it. Methoxy dibenzoyl methane. Nailed it. For the sunscreen filters, and inactive ingredient highlights include beta-glucan, sodium hyaluronate, ceramide NP, panthenol, and lecithin. When I first pumped this out of the bottle, I got so excited. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to love this. It's so lightweight. It has that perfect jelly lotion consistency that I love. And as I was applying it, I still thought I was going to be obsessed. But both of the times that I tried this, it ended up looking a bit shiny on my skin, and not in a luminous way, but in like a wet, shiny way. I'm not really sure why that is, because it's not like I was using new serums or anything underneath it that could have caused that to happen. I was using the same products that I always use. And my sister also has oily skin and tried this out, and it didn't end up looking that way on her. So something about this just like doesn't agree with my skin for some reason, which I find strange. But the biggest issue that I have with this is that it pills. Both times I used this, it pilled really bad, both by itself before I even put anything on top of it, and then again when I put makeup on top of it, it pilled even worse. And my sister said that this did pill on her as well. So that I know is not just a me thing. Unfortunately, because of the issues that I had with this, I can't recommend it, which is a big bummer because I feel like this had so much potential, but it just did not quite work out. I only have one product from Neutrogena, but it immediately grabbed my attention. This is the Ultra Gentle Face Gel Hydrator that claims to be lightweight, non-pore clogging, and targeting uneven tone. This contains 4% niacinamide and panthenol and has such an amazing texture. It also has a really lightweight gel-like texture like that Ordinary moisturizer, but there's something just a tiny bit creamier about it. It still is insanely lightweight, really soft and smooth, kind of reminds me of aloe vera, but if that Ordinary moisturizer just looked too, I wouldn't even call that a moisturizer, I'd call it like a hydrator, like they call it. If that just looked too gel-like for you and you're like, I like the idea of a product like that, but I want something that has like a little bit more of a moisturizing quality, then this will be the one for you. I love applying this to my skin because as I rub it in, it just kind of like liquefies and feels super hydrating. It's another one of those that feels really nourishing. So while it's not necessarily the most impressive moisturizer that I've ever tried, it's only $14.99. You get 5 ounces of product. It has some nice ingredients and it feels great on the skin. I feel like you would love this if you have super oily, acne prone skin and you want something to hydrate underneath the sunscreen, but you don't like to layer a moisturizing cream and sunscreen on top. The Inkey List launched a new sunscreen called the polyglutamic, is it polyglutamic? Polyglutamic? I don't think I've ever heard that pronounced out loud. Polyglutamic Acid Dewy Sunscreen SPF 30. The sunscreen filters in this are all chemical. They're octocrylene, octisalate, avobenzone, and ensilizole. Key ingredients worth mentioning include polyglutamic acid, squalane, green tea extract, and Saccharomyces ferment. This is one of the strangest sunscreens I've tried in a while. Given that this is a chemical sunscreen, I was expecting it to be really lightweight, and when you initially squeeze this out of the bottle, it does look like a lightweight cream or maybe a thicker lotion, something that feels velvety at first, but as you start to rub it in, you realize that it feels kind of thick and super sticky. And you guys know I like to layer my sunscreen, so applying a second layer on top of the first, I was like, oh my god, my fingers are literally sticking to my face. But I do have to say, because of the fact that it has that sticky, tacky element to it, it made for a really good makeup primer. I wore this under my makeup yesterday because I knew I had to film and I wanted my makeup to last, and it definitely lasted and looked really nice with this underneath. Even though this is called a dewy sunscreen, this doesn't look dewy on my skin. It looks natural on my skin personally, which is another reason why I wore it yesterday, because I was like, oh perfect, it won't enhance my, glow at all. I had a glowy complexion product on, so I didn't want that to look greasy. So worked nice as a makeup primer, but isn't really fun to apply because of that sticky element. And if you're looking for just a really nice dewy sunscreen by itself and not for a makeup primer, I would definitely skip. 2 more products to go. They are both from Bliss. Let's wrap this video up. This is the Bliss Glow Rush Vitamin C Daily Moisturizer. This contains a stable oil-soluble derivative of vitamin C in addition to shea butter, squalane, sunflower seed oil, vitamin E, panthenol, and olive M1000. This is a lightweight cream that is perfectly formulated in my opinion. It feels super nice. I just really love everything about this. It's not sticky, it's not greasy, it's not anything gross. It feels really nice, and I was very nervous to try this out because of the fact that it's called a luminous daily moisturizer. I was just expecting this to have a really glowy finish, like highlightery, and I just don't like that. But this has the most beautiful, subtly luminous finish I think I have ever tried in a moisturizer. Like, so beautiful. This is perfect if you don't want to wear makeup or if you want to enhance the glow of your makeup, but in a very subtle, non-greasy, non-shiny way. I was blown away when I first put this on because of how freaking beautiful it looked. The only issue that I have with this is the packaging. I love the fact that it's recyclable, but it is just so messy. When I open this, I don't know if you guys can even see this, the product literally just like keeps pushing out on its own even when I'm not squeezing on it, and it just gets, look at this, so messy. I opened this and it literally exploded all over my pants, like a pile of it just like poured out of the tube. And last from Bliss and last in this video is the Bliss Blockstar Sheer Liquid Daily Sunscreen SPF 50. This is a new launch from them. Obviously this entire video is filled with new launches, and it is a completely mineral sunscreen containing 20% zinc oxide. So I felt very apprehensive about testing this sunscreen out because I'm gonna be honest, I saw that, I was like, no way, this is gonna be a horrible sunscreen. It's gonna be chalky, have a white cast, be thick. You guys know how it goes with zinc. Other ingredients worth mentioning include sunflower seed oil, bisabolol, and an antioxidant called ethyl ferulate. And also this is water and sweat resistant for 80 minutes. Right off the bat, this was not at all what I was expecting it to be. It was significantly lighter weight. Yes, it still had like a creaminess to it, but in a much more liquidy way than I was expecting. When I was applying this to my skin, it thankfully didn't feel heavy or greasy at all, but it does dry down so quickly, which does make it difficult to work with. You just have to like move really fast to make sure that you're really able to blend this into the skin. Otherwise it's like dried down and stuck. And while this definitely does leave me with a little bit of a white cast, I have to say it's not nearly as bad as I was expecting. It's the type of thing that I could definitely get away with if I put a tinted sunscreen on top of it, or even just by itself, like with my fair skin. You would see the white cast around my hairline, but it wouldn't be a situation where you looked at me and you were like, oh! If you have a deeper skin tone than me, that's obviously not going to be the case, but I really thought it was gonna be a lot worse than it was, so that is exciting to me given the fact that this is a 20% zinc oxide sunscreen. I am constantly asked if there are any completely mineral sunscreens I would recommend, and usually there's not unless they're tinted, but this I feel like is a step in the right direction. Given all of the amazing sunscreens I have, the amazing Asian sunscreens I have, this is not going to be a sunscreen that I continue to wear on a daily basis. I just have too many sunscreens that don't do anything wrong, you know? They don't misbehave in any way. They're amazing across the board. So for me, I'm like, why would I wear something like this when I can just wear one of my Asian sunscreens? All right, you guys, those are all of the products that I wanted to cover today. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and as always, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Have you tested any of these products out? Are you going to test any out after watching this video? If so, as always, they're all going to be listed and linked in my description box below. But otherwise, if you enjoyed the video, you know the drill. Give it a like, subscribe, send my channel to a friend. Thank you for doing those things. Your support means the world. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching my videos. Make sure to stay tuned for my next one because that will be up in a few days. But until then, I hope you have a great few days.